Welcome to this edition of the Banner Press Sports Corner. Thanks for tuning in on your preferred platform. I'm Nicholas Hodell, sports writer here at the Brenham Banner Press. And the high school track and field season is quickly winding down as Washington County's excelling athletes are preparing for this week's area meets. Brenham is sending a small but mighty crew to its area meets with all three relay teams on the boys' side, as well as senior hurdler Adrianna Phillips on the 300-meter hurdles, and as well as a couple triple jumpers we've just learned about, also getting the call up to that area meet. The Cubette program also had other individual performances to be proud of, as freshman Laynee aptly showed quality by scoring a point in the 100-meter hurdles at last week's district meet, and also helping the Cubettes out by inserting herself into that 4x400-meter relay at the end of last Thursday's meet. And we have both Laynee and Adrianna in studio this week. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and one of the big things all year long for Adrianna is then the leadership you've had as the senior leader of this group. But how much has that been on your mind all year long of leading the charge this year for the Cubette track and field program?
Well, I just it's been a lot because I want to go out and put on a good expectation for everybody to follow. Like Lainey, I want to push myself at practice so Lainey can see oh, that's what we need to be doing, and not just being lazy or not pushing ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, being the freshman, is how much have you been able to learn from Adrianna this year?
A lot. She just really pushes me to become the person that I am, and she's helped me with everything, and just always just been there for me. So yeah.
How much of a step up has this year been for you from the junior high to being in the high school stage this year?
In the junior high, I just felt like I wasn't really taken seriously, or not taken seriously, but I didn't take myself very seriously with it. I just kind of did it. And now in high school, I can feel more professional about it and focused and just able to accomplish more things.
Yeah. How much has Adrianna really helped you out in that respect?
A lot. She just showed me the ropes and just how everything works, and she kind of showed me her legacy so I can pass it down to everyone else and just help everyone that's to come to the hurdles program.
Yeah. What's been some of the biggest things you've been able to pass along to Lainey over the course of this year?
Probably dedication, dedication. No matter your race, if it's a bad race, it's going to be okay because you have more.
Yeah.
Keep fighting, never give up.
Yeah, and you certainly showed a lot of fight there in the 100-meter hurdles. Is probably had some other girls kind of stumbling a little bit in the hurdles, and yet you were kind of staying consistently in that outer lane to be able to pick up a point in the 100-meter hurdles. Just how gratifying was that for you to be able to earn a point for your team in that event?
It felt really awesome because I've had a few races that weren't my best, and I know I could have done better, and I think it just really made me feel accomplished knowing I met one of my main goals and just went out there and competed against juniors and seniors, and I got 6th place.
Yeah, and one of the things that Coach Williams and I talked about is that it's such a competitive field of this district with the hurdles event in particular. I know you've seen that all 4 years, Adrianna, just the competitiveness of this district in that hurdles discipline. Just how much has that really pushed you onward over the last few years to have to race against that quality of field?
I feel like it's pushed me to be better. Each year, it's shown me that I can do it. I just need to work a little harder and get better every year. And that maybe go to state, hopefully.
Yeah. Of course, taking things one step at a time. Of course, the area meet's always a tough challenge for any area. But, you've really focused in on that 300 hurdles this year. Was that a decision you kind of made later on in the year to kind of focus in on that, or?
Yeah, 100-meter hurdles were, I'm not going to say it wasn't for me. It was good. I just feel like I had a better chance of getting more points for our team in the 300 hurdles. And Lainey is an amazing 100 hurdler, so she can handle it. But yeah, I just feel like 300 hurdles is more for me than 100.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've been able to pass some advice along on both of those disciplines. Just how different are those two races between the 100 and the 300, really, for both of you guys to kind of elaborate on? Just how different are those two races?
For me, the 100s are a very quick sprint. You don't have any time to think. You just have to get out there and go. And then for the 300s, it's before the race, you can kind of plan it out. Oh, I'm going to do this, this, this. And then when you get in your blocks and you come out, it's oh, well, now I have to get out here and go. But as you're going over the hurdles, you can kind of see, and feel if you have that last push left in you to place.
For me, I think the 100s are more of like a mental thing. They're harder. You have to push yourself a lot. You have to have correct form, and you just have to get out there and make sure you do your best. And if you mess up, you just got to keep going. 300, it's more like physically hard. It's like you have to keep going, but if you like mess up, it's easier to get back into the game, like the race. And they're just, I don't know, they're just a bit more physical, and the 100s are more mental for me.
Yeah. Just as far as that mental thing in the 100 hurdles, just is it the hurdles themselves that's the biggest mental thing for you, or what is it about the 100 that makes it like that?
I think it's more so like it's very stressful because there's time like if I 3-step, then I'll become faster. But 3-stepping is so hard because it makes like, oh, what if I fall on the hurdle? And you don't know how bad it hurts because you don't ever want to really fall. And sometimes it's just like there's so many in front of you in a short period of time, and it's just like I'd say probably just trying to get over them with getting them over fast, and just like you have to be in the right headspace to accomplish it.
Yeah, and I know I think both of you have kind of mentioned the 300. You can really plan it out a little bit. What's that planning process like of how you attack the 300 meters?
Well, when you're getting out of your blocks, you got to get out hard and fast and kind of like place your spot. And then as you're going over the hurdles, you want to get over them, like she said, fast, quick, and kind of keep your speed and momentum throughout. Coming on the curve, you want to like speed up and push yourself. And then on the last 100, going over the hurdles is when you like give everything you got and push and go all out.
I'd say basically the same thing because I learned from her. And the one thing that we're always told is to attack the last hurdle because the last hurdle can really just decipher everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the most challenging.
Yeah, and I can't imagine after you get to that point, 280, 290, whatever, how many meters you are into that race, how much that last hurdle is. I mean, I'm sure you've probably seen others in that last hurdle just completely, you kind of like disintegrate an entire race. Just is it also a bit mental too, thinking about that at that point?
It really is, because you have to tell yourself, like, this is the last one. If I get over it fast and good, then the race is over with. And sometimes, like, in a couple of my races, that's been a problem, not attacking the last hurdle. And it can, like, move your place down from, like, first or third, because other people beside you might get that last push and go over the hurdle perfect and finish through the line, and now your spot's taken.
Yeah, and I know for you, Lainey, you kind of had an interesting end of the district meet, being able to go into the 4x4 kind of relay after some circumstances happened earlier on in the meet. What was that process like of going into that relay at that point in the meet?
Well, I was a little bit scared because a lot of them have a lot of experience in the 4x4, and I haven't really mastered a 400 yet. I don't know specifically how to run it, so it's a bit of a struggle for me. And just knowing that since I was last leg, I didn't know how fast the people are, because it always just depends, because sometimes your fastest person could be the second person or it could be the last person. So I think it was just a bit of a struggle mentally because I didn't want to mess it up for them, but I also wanted to make sure I was achieving what I wanted in it.
Yeah. I mean, are the 300 and 400 meter distances any similar as far as how you would attack? If it was a pure 300 meter run, would it be any different from a 400 meter relay leg?
The 300s, I'd say, honestly, I feel like it's a bit easier because there's less ground you have to cover. And in a 400, you always want to get out fast, but in a 400, you have to be able to sprint a certain amount and not jog, but not like keep a good pace. And in the 300, you don't have to keep a good pace, and you can keep your momentum longer. So I'd say 300 would just be a little bit easier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you say you haven't quite got the 400 mastered down quite yet. I know a lot of longer distances is how you attack that 400 meter race. Just what were some of the things you were really unsure of when you were stepping into that relay spot?
Probably just making sure I got out at a fast pace, but it wasn't too fast, so I knew how to slow myself down, but also having enough conserved energy to sprint and go all out on the last 100.
Yeah. And so you really want to do well on that last straightaway there after you get through that second turn. And I can't imagine how proud you were of seeing.
Lainey did really good.
Yeah, of seeing Lainey take that on. Just throughout this whole season, how much have you seen her really grow into the athlete she's become at this point?
As Lainey is doing I even told some of my coaches this, as a freshman, I had self-doubt and all of the negative thoughts and everything about my races, but Lainey's coming out and she's doing really good, and she's putting on a show for everybody, and she's proving to herself and everyone else that she might just be a freshman, but she can go out and compete with everybody. It's making me like proud as a friend because she's good. She might doubt herself, but we'll tell her at the end of the day, she's a freshman. You have 3 more years. It's always room to improve, but right now she's at a great place.
Yeah.
Set herself up.
Yeah, absolutely. We have freshman Lainey Appling and senior Adrianna Phillips joining me in the Sports Corner this week. And for you, Adrianna, as a senior, wrapping up this adventure you've had, I mean, just what's kind of been the most memorable moments you've had as a Cubette track and field hurdler?
The most memorable is probably getting as far to where I am right now in like area and stuff with my teammates. Of course it sucks that it's coming to an end, but the only thing I can do is keep going in my race and try to progress and move on to the next round.
So it seems kind of like the whole process of this has been really memorable for you. And and I know last year you got a chance to run at area when it was at Magnolia a year ago. How much did you learn from that area experience that you may bring into this year's area meet?
To go out there and just fight for my spot, because I feel like I deserve it. And last year when I ran at Magnolia, I wasn't really confident enough. I doubted myself, and I feel like that affected my race. So this year I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to fight. I'm going to give it everything I got.
Yeah, of course, at the area meet, the top 4 advance to regionals, where it becomes a big-time stage there at regionals. And the area meet, a combination of 2 different districts, so you get 4 from that area, a chance to be one of the top 16 in the region when you get to that regional stage. Just, is that something that's on your mind right now as far as how far you may go?
Yes, it actually is. I'm really hoping that I advance to the next round. Considering it is my last year and I want to go as far as I can and just prove to myself that I can do it.
Yeah, and just how much of your coaches really helped you out over the course of these 4 years?
Oh, my coaches have been amazing. Coach Williams, of course, always supporting me through everything. And then Coach Miller, he hasn't been here for all 4 years, but he's been here long enough. He's pushed me to go over the hurdles and to get out of my head and just to keep fighting like I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, for you starting off as a freshman, just to see Adrianna at this point, how much does that motivate you to get to that point yourself down the road?
It really motivates me because she has a lot of work ethic, and so it just kind of shows me like what I need to do to get to where she would be my senior year. And I think she just really motivates me in everything I do, because this year, this is my first year ever running 300 hurdles, and she just kind of told me like, hey, you're gonna do it with me, and I kind of did it, and she just kind of like pushes me to be the best version of myself and accomplish what she has.
Yeah,
Lainey's running faster times than I ran as a freshman, so.
So we got even more potential sitting over here. Not to put any pressure on you or anything like that, but that's certainly coming a lot from someone who's really become a mentor and a good friend to you. Just how much does that mean hearing that from her?
A lot.
Yeah, and be able to qualify for the district finals in both of the hurdle events, that is no small feat for a freshman. Just how much does that make you proud of what you've been able to accomplish over the course of this debut season?
I think in the 100 it was a lot because I've never really been good at the 100. Like I was probably running like 21s, 22s my 7th grade year. And so just to get to this point and be able to accomplish this much, even like as a freshman, I think it just meant a lot knowing that there was no other freshman or sophomore in that race. It was just a lot. And in the 300 hurdles, I didn't even know I made it until they announced it. So it was just it was like an amazing feeling to just know I accomplished what I wanted to.
Yeah, and you've really cut down multiple seconds off of that time since 7th grade. Just how much has that been a transformation of how much you've had to work over the last few years to get the time to where it is now?
It's just you got to put in the work. You got to do so. I've put in so much like work and hours into just perfecting it so I can go somewhere, go to college for it possibly. And I think it just if I continue to work, I can get myself there.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure I get the absolutely right, just to kind of illustrate to our viewers and listeners on their preferred platforms just how much this improvement's been, because hearing you say 21 seconds as a seventh grader. That's only been a couple of years, so it's been really a really impressive slate.
I think I got down to like 20s that year, so it was probably close to 2019s.
Yeah. So, and you've still been able to do just an unreal job of getting those times down. When you stepped in as a freshman this year, did you have goals of being able to get times down as much as you have?
For my 300s, I really just wanted to get below a 50. That's all I wanted, below a 50, which I accomplished. In my 100s, I've never been able to run a 17 until this year, and when I did it that first meet, I already accomplished the goal I've been wanting to accomplish.
Yeah, and you ran a 49.34 in the 300. So close to scoring there too, 300ths of a second. So that was an exceptionally close race as well. And in that 100-meter, being down at a 17.66, which is again a really impressive mark for a freshman to be able to reach. Just really at this point now, of course, we get to you in the area meets, and I know not quite going on, but just how much can you take away from what Adrianna's going to be doing at area and hopefully at regional and onward, and how much do you still get to be learning from her over the next few weeks?
Well, I'm still practicing with her, so I'll still get to be pushed by her and do all the things. Hopefully she runs summer with me and I'll get to learn from her then. And she just, every day, no matter if it's track or not, she just always is pushing me in everything I do.
Yeah, and I know that's one thing that Coach Billings and I got a chance to talk about too after the district meet, was the mindset's already there for summer track and to keep progressing and going forward. What's going to be the big thing you really aim to accomplish over the summer?
Well, hopefully I get my 400 time down and mastered, because I'm going to be running 400 hurdles and not 300. I really want to try and get a low 17, maybe possibly high 16 in my 100 hurdles. So, and probably work on long jump a lot.
Yeah, and I know, Adrianna, when this summer comes around, the Brenham career will already be over for you. But how much do you still get to be doing certain things over the summer to keep going?
Well, Lainey wants me to do summer track with her, and I've considered it, and I think that's possibly what I'm going to do, just to be there and continue to push her to, get her times down for when school year comes back around, so she can advance to area and regionals and all of that.
Yeah, I know that's such a selfless thing for an outgoing senior to have, and it just seems like the whole friendship between you two has been really instantaneous, and I could see the chemistry is just really there. How quickly did that develop for you guys?
Like, it was like, I don't even know, it was like a couple weeks into being in fifth period, and she already was like, hey, like, you run hurdles, like, what do you run? And she's like, oh, you should run a 300. And then it just slowly, when summer school started, I don't know, it just kind of like
school practice, yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, it just came like instant.
Yeah, so it's kind of something that developed over the course of time leading into the season, and then obviously the season's been a good ride for you guys as well. And I'm sure you're probably going to miss Adrianna quite a bit next year, right?
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm sure you'll probably miss being here in Brenham to help her along, right?
I'm still going to come to the meets, come support and just be there to motivate her and cheer her on.
Yeah. So what's the next steps looking like for you after high school?
I'm still considering running track in college. I'm going to get my nursing degree. Track in college right now, at first in the beginning of the season, I wasn't sure about it. But now that I've gotten this far and thought about it, I just really know and that I can do it. I just really think that I'm going to do it. It's a big possibility right now.
Yeah. Have you had colleges kind of reach out?
For track, not really, because I didn't really put myself out there for track because I wasn't really sure if that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but it seems like you could potentially walk on somewhere and still excel, I would imagine, right? Yeah. It's just when you get now into the short-term immediacy of the area meet, which since it is really coming up really fast for you, Adrianna, and then one of the other things too that this year has is you have such a different district to go up against compared to a year ago. Do you have any idea of what kind of competition you're up against outside of 17-5A?
Actually, not really. I haven't really like looked at the times yet. I feel like if I look at the times, I'm just gonna psych myself out. So I'm trying to avoid that. But I know the College Station girl. She's 5A, but she's D1, and I've competed against her last year, this year, and each time I came second or third to her. So I just feel like if I'm coming second and third to her, I'm gonna do really good.
Yeah. It's just and being second and third in a district kind of puts you right there in contention to advance out of area and on to regional. How much are you kind of pushing yourself in the last week or so to make that a possibility?
I'm actually gonna push myself really, really hard. Like I even told some of my coaches, like no matter how tired I say I am, tell me to get out on that line and just work for it because I know that I can. If I dig a little deeper, I know I can do it.
Yeah. Does it help for you too that you don't have a huge agenda for your area, that you just have that race to focus on?
Yes, it really actually does because when I was doing 100 and 300 hurdles, it was just a lot to think about. Like, oh, if I don't advance in the 100s, that means I have to do. And I was putting like an extra force on myself to advance in the 300s. But now that I know that I can have potential to advance in the 300s, I just have to go out there and work hard for it.
So essentially, nothing to lose. You're putting it all out there, essentially, which is a really good mindset to have a couple of days out. As we record this, a couple of days out from that area meet, and of course, for you to enter your sophomore year now, I mean, you have the hurdles. Just are other events you might consider running outside of the hurdles in your Brenham career?
4x4.
Yeah, probably just that. And I don't know if you'd consider long jump, but long jump's something I really enjoy, but I'm not the best at it yet, so I've got to work on it.
Yes, certainly in the field, and I think you've had some regular season meets in that long jump too. Do the hurdles help you out much in the long jump at all, or vice versa?
No, not really.
Not really.
They help me get faster,
Yeah,
but that's it.
yeah.
I think it's just a matter of form. Yeah.
So long jump's kind of a whole different thing then from the hurdles, I'd imagine, from a form perspective, right?
In my opinion, yes. I think other people could have different opinions, but to me, that's how it is.
Yeah, just what are some of the key differences that you find in doing the long jump versus the hurdles?
In hurdles, I get to start out of blocks, and my block starts have been pretty decent for me, and they help me get out there in the beginning. In long jump, you have to do this weird, like, go up on your toes, step back thing, and I still haven't really figured that out yet. In long jump, you have to hit it at a specific spot, or you don't even get anything, like you don't mark. And so it's just a lot more, I feel like sometimes it can be a bit more pressure, and it's just like, there's many differences between the two, but it's probably the main ones.
Yeah, so avoiding scratches and I guess getting off to a good start too without the help of blocks. I think that really is something too.
Yeah.
And very much like Adrianna has been to you in the hurdle races, have there been some of the upperclassmen helping you out with the long jump too?
I don't really think so because we're all kind of around the same age. We all kind of know about the same thing, so we just kind of help ourselves and figure it out, and then help each other if needed.
So you're all really just connected together through that, I'd imagine then.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Certainly, that's certainly a good thing to have. And I know are you still going to be able to support Adrianna and go out to these different meets going forward?
I definitely will. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you'll have a good, obviously, coaches, Laynee, maybe some other teammates, and we're hearing about a few other triple jumpers who will get an opportunity at area. Just, I mean, how much does the support system of your teammates, your coaches, mean to you?
It means a lot. It's really pushed me to be like and get me to where I am today, like right now in area. If I didn't have like Lainey there, like push me, motivate me to put out a good example, I feel like I wouldn't have made it this far. I probably would have just let myself down. My coaches have been awesome, like telling me that I can do it and like helping me get over those like bad thoughts of like doubting myself.
Yeah, and we certainly look forward to seeing how you progress in area, and we look forward to chronicling the rest of your Brenham career here at the Banner Press with 3 more years to go. And we certainly thank both of you guys for hopping in the sports corner this week. And before we wrap things up, I want to take some time to look over some of our biggest headlines we've had in latest editions of the Banner Press. And Evan Aschenbeck in the pros with on the baseball side of things, and he had a great debut with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. So we certainly continue to wish him the best of luck in representing Brenham as an alum there. Also in Sunday's paper had details on both Brenham and Burton's district track meets with successes on both sides. Of course, the individual successes of the Brenham program, and for the Burton Lady Panthers as team district champions, and the Burton boys also sending several to the area meet. Their meet will be in Snook. I believe you guys will be in Splendora, if I'm not mistaken. So couple of different places for it, but we will have both area meets in future editions of the Banner Press. Also, for our Tuesday edition that has come, a feature on Avery Maurer and all kinds of baseball and softball details from Glenn, Brenham, and Burton. It's all going to be in there within our Tuesday edition. So to receive the local information that will matter to you, you can subscribe on our website, brenhambanner.com, or you can call 979-836-7956. Again, that phone number is 979-836-7956. Or again, you can log on to our website, brenhambanner.com, and you can subscribe that way as well. Certainly want to thank both of you guys again for coming in the Sports Corner this week. I've been Nicholas Hodel. Have a very good rest of your week, everyone.